Winning Cures Everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
Welcome in. It is August the 4th. It's a Tuesday. This is Winning Cures Everything. I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
Lots to talk about today. We are going a little bit football heavy, not much in the NFL realm of the world, but we're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to have a college football season, so we are going to discuss all of that. We're going to talk NBA playoffs, etc. But you guys know the deal. Stick around for it. Make sure that you go and find us over at sportsbookreview.com. We're on sbrpicks.com. That is where all of our college football content and whatnot will be this season. We are rocking and rolling. Yeti304 jumps in, said, what up, what up? What is up indeed? We are ready to rock and roll. You guys are fantastic. If you want to hop in on the show, you want to help drive the conversation, you can do that. Any of the live platforms that we are on, Michael Fritch on Twitch, that's a good way to segue into this. We're on Twitch, we're on Periscope, we're on YouTube, and we are on Facebook. You can subscribe or like or whatever, any of those, follow, whatever you need to. You can jump in the comments on those. And right there in the bottom of your screen, if you're watching this live, there's a little chat box. And it will all populate in there. Keno Sims jumps in, said, hi, guys, what is going on? Well, there you go. So, everybody's jumping in already. We love to see it. We love to see it. Share the show out. Tell your friends about it, all that good stuff. And if you missed the live show, you can, of course, grab the podcast. Leave a nice 5-star review, all those wonderful things. You can find our website, winningcureseverything.com, or you can find us over at sbrpicks.com. That is sportsbookreview.com. So, Chris, lots to discuss today. First off, how's your day going?
Day's going pretty good. Got to watch the Preds finally put a butt whooping on somebody.
we needed something. I tuned a little bit of that. I watched.
It wasn't going well for us.
No, you got that right. Tennessee teams have not fared too well here lately. The Grizzlies not doing so well, so we're going to look at the playoff picture with that here momentarily in the NBA. But I watched the Bucks get beat as an 18.5-point favorite, and I knew that the line. I didn't bet on it, but I said, "Man, this thing seems kind of fishy," because the Bucks have not played well at all from the end of the regular season back in March all the way through the beginning of this. Now, I know that they beat the Celtics, but this was a noon game against a team that you should beat pretty handily. 18.5 seemed like a lot of points. In no world did I possibly see the Nets winning as a 1,500 underdog.
So I actually not called that win, but I think the Lakers and them are going to lose a lot of games in these 8 games.
I think
I
so.
don't know if you want to just jump into this now, but they have such a commanding lead over the rest of the league. Why would they need to treat this like spring training?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Now, the big thing, the Bucks have got a massive lead. The Lakers got the win over the Jazz last night. But we'll discuss all this. Let's do a couple of football topics first. I've got the NBA right dead in the middle, and then we'll close with football, and we'll talk some food choices here at the end of it. But let's go ahead and dive into topic number 1, and that is the SEC has decided to delay fall football camp. They had it set up basically for them to play on Labor Day, right? So it was supposed to be July 28th. Well, then they pushed that back, and now they pushed back again. Programs will start camp on Monday, August 17th. Now, what that really does is it gives teams more time for strength and conditioning. Like before you get into the actual camp side of it, August 17th is when a lot of places are going back to school. Like a lot of kids coming back on campus, all that kind of stuff. I think they're wanting to see exactly what's going on. It was July 28th, and then it moved to August 8th, and now it's August 17th. So you're trying to figure out the scheduling models. You're trying to figure out all these different things. Well, why don't we just go in and push back camp? I think this is a no-brainer, and I think that all the other conferences will eventually do this as well, especially with the Big 12 announcing that they will be going to a 10-game season as well, and they're not likely to start until September 19th or September 26th. So if that's the case, why not just go this route, right?
I don't understand the reason behind pushing back camp. I think we're wasting time pushing things back because I don't think anything's going to get better between then and now.
I think the reason for camp is you want camp to lead into the first games, right? So if they were going to push the games back,
okay.
Now it's a whole different conversation.
Okay, you're 100% right on that. Okay, that's right. You don't want to end camp and then have a lull of nothing and then games months later, weeks later. That's not smart.
Yeah.
100% accurate on that. The fact that they've pushed these seasons back so far is foolish. You take all your ability to be flexible and waste all that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I am of the opinion, and you are as well, we should have fired this thing off at the same time, right? Labor Day weekend, go ahead and just get in as many as you can.
If it's gonna work, it works. And if it doesn't, you'll know immediately or you'll know quickly and you can adapt and make decisions off of that. But pushing it back hurts everything about your flexibility, all of it.
Yes, you're 100% right, because you are not going to know whether or not you can do something until you actually do it.
That's right.
Like that's the biggest part. You can prep and you can do all these different things, but until you actually get into a game and see what the ramifications are, why go through all this pushing back? Now, the camp part, understand that, because you want it to lead into the games, because you don't want to be prepping for games that you're not going to play for, at this point, almost 2 months.
Yep.
So your camp should be 6 weeks. Make sure it's the 6 weeks leading up to the season, as opposed to let's do 6 weeks and then let's sit around for a couple of weeks until we get to play, if we get to play, right? So, yeah, I think this was a smart decision by the SEC. Gives them more time for strength and conditioning, because obviously we know we need that with what has happened in Major League Baseball, with Atlanta's pitcher going down with the Achilles injury, like all these tissue injuries, like these are going to be a problem. Because these guys, they can try and work out during all of this, but they're not getting a full workout until they're on campus and until they are able to do it there in full speed, right?
And I guess that's the only argument as to why they pushed everything back, is they wanted more time for strength and conditioning. I just feel like you get that in camp.
Yeah, you get a lot of that. Joseph Gomez said dogs are alive in the NBA, and then Joseph said the schools aren't prepared as much as they should be, but won't say it. Part of the fear is if they stop, they are more likely to stop permanently. Yeah, and I think that's right. Typhon the Greek jumps in. He said, hook 'em horns. I think that one's just for you, Chris. So, yes, this whole thing, if they are pushing back for strength and conditioning, right? Because your strength and conditioning program is different than camp. But all of this stuff works together, and you didn't get a full summer. You didn't get a spring to be able to work out. Your body has got to get acclimated back into what it is like to go full football speed.
True.
You're probably never going to get there this year, right? I wouldn't think.
No, you'll get there. If we don't have stops and breaks and they continue to play, they get to playing, yeah, they'll get there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you this, man. I mean, even in the NFL, everybody learns this the hard way. The first 4 weeks of the season, even in previous years, with camps, with all of those things, with 4 preseason games, it doesn't matter. Until you start live hitting another opponent, you don't get into football shape unless you're playing football.
Yeah.
It's the only sport that's like that. You can prepare for baseball and you can prepare for basketball all day long, but you cannot get into football shape without playing football. It's why every year the medical experts come out and tell you the holdouts are dangerous. Yes, I know these guys are running on beaches and they're getting in shape and all this other stuff on their own. Until you're playing football, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I think that's just a proven thing at this point. So with that said, we'll go ahead and talk about a conference that we really enjoy betting on, and that would be the Sun Belt. They have decided that they are going to go ahead with a full 12-game schedule. They can start on Labor Day weekend. Non-conference games could theoretically be scheduled in week 0. A number of non-conference games involving Sun Belt schools have already been canceled as power conferences move to either conference-only or +1 schedules. The conference championship game is still supposed to be December 5th, but that can be adjusted because it is hosted on-site, on campus. So they're monitoring it. So here's the statement from them. The Sun Belt Conference will continue to monitor health trends across our communities. Sun Belt presidents and chancellors, athletic directors, the COVID-19 advisory panel, and medical advisors will continue to review data to ensure a safe return to activities and competition. Our data review will cross 7 states and 12 counties and include, among other things, infection rates, hospitalization rates, local health directives, advancements in COVID-19 testing, and campus department and team health trends. So they have decided, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Like, we're going without Power Fives anyway, so let's just have at it and see exactly what we can do. And so, you know, I
wonder how soon they're going to have a schedule up.
That's what I'm curious about.
Because they can't have 12-game schedules unless they're going to play each other more than once without the cooperation of other conferences.
Well, yeah, they're going to have AAC, Mountain West, Conference USA, something.
The Independents, someone.
We talked earlier about Conference USA and the Sun Belt doing some kind of a deal to make it one gigantic conference so everything could be a little more regionalized. It would not surprise me to see them go ahead and do something like this, not where they all become one conference, but, hey, we want to be able to fill out 12 games.
We want to fill 12 games. They want to fill 12 games. Yeah. So we're both going to agree we're going to start on a normal time frame, and we'll play our conference games, and all of the interconference will just be within one another. That makes sense.
The Sun Belt has got 10 teams, and they have 2 divisions with 5 teams each. So your division, you've only got 4 division games, and then you play 4 from the other side. So,
I mean, even if they play everybody from the other side, they still need 2 opponents.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right.
They still need 3 opponents.
Yeah, you would still need 3 to be able to get to 12. Now, tell me this. Tell me what you think the reasoning is behind them wanting to make sure that they get to 12 games. Do you think it's just inventory to make sure that their television money comes through?
Yeah, they need money. They're going to need, because they're losing all the pay for wins.
Yeah. So they need.
So the only way to get that is ESPN's going to come up with some dough for those Tuesday night games and those Wednesday night games, because that's inventory they're used to having, and now they're not.
That's 100% true.
So if you get out in front of this and you say we're playing, then and for some reason other conferences choose not to, you're gonna have a lot of eyes on your schools.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Especially, I mean, ESPN right now and Fox and whoever else, there's nothing stopping the Sun Belt from being able to work out some kind of a deal for the early games, right?
What if you're NBC Sports and you don't really have anybody in college football that you're really putting on your network?
Other than Notre Dame, and right now,
but that's not NBC Sports. That's NBC.
Well, that's
those
NBC.
Are two totally different things.
Yeah,
I mean those are way different. All right, so
that's a good point. I wonder, does CBS
I would
Sports
think that would be somebody that I would say, hey, these guys are playing. Can we work a deal? Let's get a TV deal going.
Yeah, they could come out with something to be able to get a little more money,
or the CBS Sports Network. I mean, you've got a lot of these smaller sports channels that have their own sports 24-hour networks, and man, they're filling them with junk right now.
Yeah.
Now, right now, that live sports are finally going on. NBC Sports is doing the hockey and all this, but that's just not going to be around forever.
No, you've definitely got that right.
It won't be happening in October.
We've got a ton of independents. That I say a ton. We've got 5 independents that all need a bunch of games. Notre Dame, of course, out of that mix, but that leaves 5 of them. Okay. So I'm sure that they will be involved. I'm sure Conference USA will be involved. I don't know about the Mountain West because it's such a long distance to travel, but Conference USA is right there. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. Michael Fritz jumped in. Let me clean up some of these in the comments. He said, delays just lead to overthinking. Let's just get this thing rolling and keep the flexibility. This year is going to be all about adapting, but you can't adapt if you don't start. So 100% right.
That's what we've been saying the whole time. I don't understand the pushback because you hurt yourself with all the ability to be flexible.
Yes.
You give all the flexibility away on the front end. Makes no sense at all.
Yeah. No, you're dead on about that. Typhon the Greek says, when will Texas and Texas A&M play again? It will be a while.
It'll be a long time. I'm not going to say never. It'll be a long time.
Yeah. Wait, you got to get both sides to agree, and both of them hate each other right now, so.
Well, I just think that's ridiculous, too.
I think so, too. Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they wouldn't play each other in a non-con game. to open a season or something of that nature, man, you know what kind of ratings that would pull.
Oh, it'd be monster.
And the problem is both those schools don't need the money. Therein lies the issue is almost any other school in the country, if you just kept throwing money at them, eventually you'd get to a number where they'd say, all right, I'll do it, and because we all have standards and until we're paid enough to not have standards.
Yeah.
Those two schools to get to that number is just tough.
Well, the person that would have to do it would probably be Jerry Jones, and he would have to do it, at AT&T Stadium and make it a neutral site game.
But he's just not going to make that much money. He can't bring that. I mean, it'd have to be a television contract to pay him, $50 million
Jerry Jones
for one game or $100 million for one game.
But it would have to be a neutral site game. It wouldn't be $100 million, but it would be, a massive amount of money to make them even consider it.
That's what I'm saying. But the problem is when you get to that number, you're tough. And while Jerry is a big Dallas guy, Jerry's not an A&M guy or a Texas. He didn't give a shit about those two schools.
No, but he does love money, so it would have to be at a point where he could actually make money off of the ordeal.
Well, yeah, so he can't give it away.
Exactly.
But those two schools have to make enough to where it'd move the needle for them. When you already have so much, man, it's really hard to move the needle.
Michael on Twitch said, hey, the Greek, I really hope so. I would love to see A&M smack the Longhorns. I forget that we've got an A&M guy and now a Texas guy in here. Keno Sims said, Gary, Chris, you're both right, but realistically, do you guys think college football is happening anywhere a la Florida and California? We're going into the fall, and things are clearly not improving. I will tell you,
I think it's going to start.
It is going to start because there is so much money at stake here.
Yeah. Like they're going to do everything they can to make it happen.
And if it all falls apart, then it falls apart. But we will get started. Now, what that means for the rest of the season, who knows? The SEC claims that they want to know as much about this as humanly possible. They want to be as prepared as possible.
The problem is we should have enough data points to know enough by now.
Yes.
This thing has throttled the world for 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah, you would.
At some point in time, how much data are you learning in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's my problem is their arguments all fall short of basic logic and reasoning, or it was just sheer laziness.
Michael said if they can play while the Power 5 conferences are not, that'll be coverage they will never get again.
100%. If they start right on time and we only have one other Power 5 conference playing, they are going to get all their games will get on TV because just television will want the inventory.
Oh, yeah. Keno said, it's August 4th today. The fall semester literally begins in 2 weeks. I want to see college football, but not at the expense of the kids. It is wishful thinking to think that they were going to have a full season, if one at all. I agree with you. We don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No, and we're not saying that we have to. I'm not even expecting a full season. I'm just not.
Yeah, agreed. I would love to see it. I want to see the start. I want to see what we can do and what the ramifications are. You're not going to be able to put these kids in a bubble. But there are kids that want to play, that understand the risks, that are going through and quarantining and doing all the stuff that they need to in order. Chris and I have talked about this on this show dozens of times about how important structure and a set schedule and all that is for these younger athletes. A lot of them are working to get to the NFL. They want to get to that payday, right? Not all of them are doing that. A lot of them are doing it for degrees and whatever else. But the deal is you can opt out. Every conference has come out and said you can opt out and you can keep your scholarship if you are too afraid to play. Like, if you don't want to take the risk, that is fine. I mean, I didn't put it on the list, but Rashad Bateman, the star wide receiver from Minnesota, came out today and said, look, I want to play, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to sit out this season, and I'm going to go into the NFL draft next year. Totally within his right. And I don't blame anybody for doing it. I mean,
not at all.
The kid from Virginia Tech did the same thing. Like, if you were going to be a high draft pick, why would you play? Trevor Lawrence has already come out and said he is going to play no matter what. Justin Fields said he's got no plans to sit out whatsoever. These kids want to play. That structure is just as important a part of their lives as anything else. So without that, you got to have something to work towards. Chris and I talk about this a lot. This summer, for those that weren't on here and watching the show, without a vacation to work towards, without some kind of a break to get to, it almost feels like, what are you working for?
Yeah.
Like, yes, we all understand you're working to take care of your family, you're working to take da-da-da-da, but there's always like a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a carrot that you're going after. With these kids, it's the same thing.
Well, and more mature adults who've been through that.
Yeah.
God, when I was 20-something years old, if I didn't have something keeping me steady, there's no telling the shit that I would have gotten into.
It's trouble.
And I have no athletic ability and nothing really to offer society at all at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Michael jumps in. He said, Texas doesn't want to get smacked by little brother. Oh, my God. They can't lose the claim of being the best college team in Texas if they don't play anyone. Then the Brown Yeti said, everyone should know by now that this is never going away. You just need to move on with life. Well, I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess. And then Michael said, the problem with data is when you have too much, it's just as dangerous as not enough. Way too many cooks in the kitchen. Agreed. At this point,
I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, we're getting to that point.
And the SEC and other conferences wanting to push back for more data, it's a cop-out of some sort. But their logic doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And Joseph Gomez said, I will be amazed if they can do all the testing needed, or are they just going to wait for symptoms to show up? Who knows? I mean, I don't have a good answer for it. We're just going to have to wait and see exactly what they decide to do. But as it stands right now, we do know the Sun Belt is playing 10 games. We do know the SEC is delaying fall camps. Matt Miller said, yes, the Aggies with their one championship in the last 90 years. We've got a full-blown Longhorns, Aggies brawl going on in the comments right now. You guys have fun with that. We're going to talk some NBA for just a minute. Chris, I got to tell you, not pleased with the beginning of the NBA restart.
God almighty.
The Memphis Grizzlies have lost all 3 of their games. For those that don't know, we are based in Memphis. We're Grizzlies fans. That's just the way it works. Hometown team. We've been following them. They were winning for a little bit, and now they're back to winning again. But young team, and they lost to 3 teams that are ranked, or not ranked, but
that are below them.
That are below them in the ranking, in the standings.
They started off with a 4-game lead against everybody. They dropped 3 games to the 3 teams you can't lose to.
Yep. And now they have a 2-game lead because everybody else has lost a game as well. The Pelicans had lost 2 straight before they beat the Grizzlies.
Thank God.
Yeah. But it's a 2-game lead with 5 left. Now, that is not bad, right? That's the whole reason behind how big of a lead 3.5 games is because you're not playing the same teams every single night.
But the problem is if we could have stretched it to 4.5 games or more, then we don't have to play that crazy play-in series.
Correct. At this point, it doesn't matter what you do the rest of the way.
We're going to play the play-in series, no doubt. The one team that scares me is San Antonio.
Yeah. Now, we'll say this. They did lose to the Sixers the other night.
That's fine. That doesn't bother me. I'm telling you, San Antonio is the only team that's going to beat us in that play-in series. I'm not – I'll say this. We have not fared well, and by we, the Grizzlies, of course. The Grizzlies have not fared well at all against the Pelicans this year. They do not match up well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're not beating us 2 games in a row like that. The way this series is going to matter. No, we're going to be – we'll win that.
I don't think the Grizzlies have beaten the Pelicans one time this year.
That's fine. That's okay.
But you might be right. But that's the thing. We have to hold on to that lead in order to be the team that only has to win 1 game. Like that's the biggest thing.
If we don't win that, we're out completely.
Yeah.
We're not beating anybody
not
2
out
games
completely.
in a row. Yes. We're not beating anybody 2 games in a row.
You might be right about that. The Mavericks win today. That moves them up. I don't think they are going to be able to catch the Oklahoma City Thunder. Everybody other than the Grizzlies has won a game in this thing, aside from the Washington Wizards,
the Kings have lost 3 in a row.
Is that right?
And they were one of the teams chasing
You're
us.
right. They were one of the teams chasing, and now they're pretty much out of it. So
we're in the same conversation with the Kings and the Wizards, who have no business being in this thing.
Yeah.
Can we get the Wizards on the schedule?
Oh, I'd love it. But
Jesus.
Alas, no. We got the 3 non-playoff teams from the West. So
they're fighting us.
That's the way it goes. Jumping through the comments, Michael said, just like the Longhorns to live in the past, not recognize they haven't been competitive in years. Come play an SEC schedule. And then Joseph said, Grizz are young. Give me the picks. Pelicans don't seem to care. They seemed to care yesterday.
They're not gonna. The picks aren't gonna help you though. Like not making the playoffs this year isn't gonna get us anything.
Yeah, at this point, I'd like to make the playoffs. That's it.
Be 12th, something like that, 16th. I mean, it won't be great.
Michael said, "Can someone please just knock off the Lakers?" So the Lakers did lock up the 1 seed last night, and I think what that means is
they're not gonna win. They're not gonna more
care.
Games.
Yeah. They're not going to care the rest of the way. They are going to, get minutes for other guys, make sure that LeBron does not get hurt, make sure that Deion Waiters and J.R. Smith are in full game shape for the playoffs, because at this point, there's not a single game left on the schedule that matters at all. Like, there's not anything going on that would matter one way or another. So, and I think that that's good news for the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies play the Lakers, right? Let's see.
I don't know the answer to that.
Maybe I'm wrong. The Grizzlies play the Jazz tomorrow, I know, but I don't see a schedule. Either way, is what it is. So yeah, aside from that, the Rockets have looked good. They've won 2 straight. They play again.
The Rockets have looked good, and they've won 2 straight against good teams.
Yes, they have. So the Rockets, moving on up, they took over that 4 spot from the Jazz, and Jazz moving on down. Yeah, the Jazz are going to want to win this evening because they want to get back into that 4 slot. You don't want to be in the 5. Well, does it matter? Does it really matter?
It doesn't.
I don't guess
not
there's
this
no home court
this
advantage.
Year, it doesn't matter.
Like maybe the seeding for some of these teams that are already locked up is just kind of whatever.
It does. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean 4 and 5, you're still gonna have to play the Lakers in the second round. So, what does it matter? So with that. Let's talk about the East for a second. The Bucks have not played well.
No, but they don't need to win any games.
They weren't playing great before this whole thing stopped, and then they haven't looked good in. Is there like we've talked about NBA teams
that bad about the Bucks at all right now?
I just wonder if they can flip a switch. I don't
know that it's flip a switch thing. It's just let's ramp up. Okay.
Yeah, maybe so.
In the first couple of games, you're ramping up, and they've got nothing really to fight for.
That's a good point. I mean, they are way up. They're 5
games
games
up. They got a
5-game
lead on Toronto
with 5 games left.
And I'll tell you this: I truly believe that Toronto is the only team that gives them a real threat. I'd love to see my Celtics be better and pose a real threat. I don't know if they're good enough to do that. But Toronto's been the most impressive team so far in the comeback to me.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they've won 2 games, and I mean, look.
If anybody thought they could be anywhere close to this after losing Kawhi, we were just all wrong.
Well, so I'll say this: with Marc Gasol in the lineup, they are 30-8 this season. I mean, that is absurd. They're 48-18 the rest of the way, but with Marc Gasol in the lineup, they're 30-8, and that is best in the league by a long shot. I mean, it's absurd. Let's see. Adrian Richard jumps in, says Jamie Newman will win the Heisman. I don't believe that, but we'll see. We may not get a Heisman this year. And he said, I don't respect the Milwaukee Bucks anymore. Matt Miller said Westbrook can get in the paint at will in Houston with all the shooters. Yeah, that's 100% true. I mean, that floor is spaced so much there. But we'll see. I mean, they play fully small ball. We'll see if they've been able to handle guys bigger than them, but we'll see if
what are you talking about, the Rockets?
Yeah, if the Rockets have an off night shooting, they are in a lot of trouble.
I don't know, man. The other night they shot awful. The other night they were like 19 for 59. I mean, it was something insane.
Yeah, but it was like 19 threes, wasn't it? I mean,
that's from 3-point, 19 from 59 and 3 points.
Yeah,
but the fact that
that's still 33%.
If you shoot up 100, you're gonna get a bunch of them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Your percentages are going to be terrible, but you don't take percentages to the bank.
No, you
take points to the bank.
You take 3-pointers to the bank. So, and that's the reason the NBA has shifted this way. So, Typhon the Greek says NHL playoffs have been fired. Go Stars. Yeah, no. Oh, Chris is all over that one.
I have been watching so much playoff action, and it's been glorious. outside of my Preds getting their ass whooped the first 2 games. Put it on them today. You know what hurt me? I'm gonna do like 2 seconds of hockey talk.
Go ahead.
I was really upset when Pecorino got benched today, and because I love that guy ever since he's been here in Nashville. And it's just I want him to be the man, and he's been the man forever.
But he hadn't been this
year. Change to Soros. Oh my gosh, that dude was a monster today. Yep. Just a monster.
No, you are definitely right about that. Adrian said Miami Heat will win the Eastern Conference. They're sitting at 42-25. I don't see it, but anything is within the realm of possibility at this point. Matt Miller said Kawhi is great, but has been overrated his entire career. They were 21-70, and then that's all he said. And then Typhon the Greek said the Mavs just need a little defense to win a title. Look at it. Don't put it out of.
I love that Mavs team.
Oh,
God,
Luka,
I love that Mavs team. Porzingis and Luka, just unbelievable fun to watch. I really like them. They haven't done great in this comeback, but they're once again, man, we're all ramping up. Most teams are 3 games in.
Everybody will be by tonight.
Yeah, some are 2, some are 4, but we're almost at the halfway point here.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Nobody's going to go through this thing undefeated, and nobody's going to go through and lose all the games.
No,
because
the
everybody's
best bets,
good.
You could find a couple of prop bets. I wish we would have talked about some of this stuff early. Is the Bucks and the Lakers like totals coming into this new thing was 8-3 or something? No, sorry, out of the 8 games, 5-3.
Yeah, and
whatever was their record number, I'd have bet the under on that all day long.
Oh, 100%.
Just because they have such big leads.
Yeah, you only had to win a few games to
it was 5.5 was the wins that they had to get. I just don't see them only losing 2. It's easy in hindsight now that I've seen them lose at least 1, but it's just the math didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why would they come back out of quarantine and not playing for 4 or 5 months and immediately say, let's go 8-0? Like, that didn't make any sense.
No, it makes 0 sense. Matt said, by the way, they were 21 of 70 from 3. That's what the Rockets were the other day. So,
well, it's at one point in time, they were 19 of 59.
Yeah.
That wasn't for the game. That's at a point in the game. So obviously they made 2 more than that.
Yep.
The rest of the game. And they shot 11 more than
11
that.
more. So 2 of 11 down the stretch.
To finish that. But that's kind of par for the 19 and 59, right?
Yeah. And they won. So
and they won.
You make 21 threes in a game. You probably going to
take percents to the bank.
Damian jumps in. He said, "What's up?" And Michael said, "Nuggets are struggling. They need to get it together." Yeah, Nuggets.
I really wanted them to be better than what they are. I like this Nuggets team a lot.
They got to win, so that's good.
Yeah, they got to win. They haven't looked great yet. I really like this team. I want to see them playing their best ball come playoffs.
Yeah. Now
Where are they standing right now? Hang on, let me look at this. They're third, and they
44 and 23. They're 1-1 so far in the.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about. So they're game and a half up on Houston.
Yeah, and then a game and a half back at the Clippers. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Anyway,
we'll see what happens.
It's been fun.
It most certainly has been. I've enjoyed it. It feels like March Madness. You got games going on from
sports back.
Yeah, this has been so good. Joseph said Bol still working himself in as a starter. Yeah, no, Bol's been entertaining. There's a lot of good storylines in this, man. It's just there seems to be so many that you don't know exactly how to hit it. Because you don't want to just discuss like a particular game. We want to just hit the overall sporting landscape on this show. That's it. Once we get into college football season and the NFL, we're going to have our pick shows. We're going to have those kind of things. But this isn't an NBA-centric podcast, but we do enjoy watching the games. So this weekend, of course, we will, later on in the week, we're going to talk golf and all that. Damian said, can somebody please explain to me how the 76ers in the bubble are playing like garbage? They got to win against the Spurs last night. I don't know what else you want, man. They got 2 wins in the bubble, right?
No, they're 1-1, and the Spurs.
That's right. Yeah,
that was their 3rd game in 5 days. So,
yeah,
you got to. It's just like the regular season, man. You play back to backs, or you're on the 3rd game in 5 days. Just bet against that team, man. They're just not going to keep going.
You're playing good teams every single night. So, no, the Sixers
somebody gets the Wizards. Somebody gets the Suns. They're not very good.
Hey, the Suns are 2-0.
I know, but they play some slaw-ass teams.
Yeah, you might be
They got
right.
to win against the Wizards. I think a win either against the Kings or the Nets, maybe.
I think it was the Kings.
Anyway.
I believe it was the Kings.
Two teams that are over right now.
Yeah, and that's that's fine. What I'm saying is the Suns will lose. Everybody will lose at some point. So even the Magic, who are 2-0 right now, and the Pacers are 2-0. Whatever. Let's talk about some college football. Let's get back into a little football talk. I don't want us to go all day. The Big Ten. The Big Ten was set to release a schedule today, and then they did not because Rutgers went and had 28 positive COVID tests, and they're trying to figure out exactly what in the world is going on over in Piscataway, right? So there is that whole situation going on. They are delaying the schedule release. Now, this was not a widely known thing about the schedule release, but the other side, the Chicago Tribune, has got a story up that is incredibly interesting about Kevin Warren, the Big Ten commissioner. And the headline is Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren, as he ponders canceling the 2020 football season, is getting input from conference athletes via video calls. Now, I found this incredibly interesting. With all the stuff that's going on in the Pac-12 and all that kind of stuff, it seems like there's an incredibly big divide between conference administrators and the actual student athletes that are playing the games. It has been for years. That's just always the way that it has been. Kevin Warren has come in and completely changed the way that things are going. Right?
I told you when this guy became a commissioner, he's instantly going to be the best in the country.
Yeah, no, we've talked about this for months now, and he is...
This is what leadership looks like.
Yeah, he's firing it up. I mean, this is awesome. Sources say Commissioner Kevin Warren has attempted to meet with 2 student athletes from each Big Ten school by video conference, 1 football player, 1 from a different sport. He completed some calls Monday and others on Tuesday. He clearly wants to take the pulse of players before deciding whether to move forward or to pull the plug on the 2020 season. That also explains why the Big Ten, which initially planned to release its football schedule Tuesday, will wait at least another day before making an announcement. And that's not all. Sources say that after Warren learned Monday of the COVID-19 outbreak at Rutgers, multiple team staffers, 28 football players, etc., he reconsidered the conference's next step. These developments are among those adding to the exponentially growing concern regarding a 2020 season. The St. Louis Cardinals suffering a COVID-19 outbreak, and then a 6th Big Ten program paused workouts, with Northwestern joining Ohio State, Maryland, Michigan State, Indiana, and Rutgers. Now, Northwestern's was caused by a single COVID-19 test, but contact tracing prompted a quarantine of more than 24 players. They are hoping to resume workouts on Wednesday. Now, all of this stuff is going on. The mother of an Indiana football player got the Big Ten's attention Monday. Darren Rovell is awful, blah. Damien told us that the stream is lagging. However, we haven't dropped any frames, so as long as you can hear us, we should be good. But either way, the Indiana
Darren Rovell do that was awful.
So the football player that's in question is a freshman at Indiana, and he posted on Facebook or Twitter, one or the other, about how he was not going to live his life in fear. Right? That's all he tweeted. But Rovell called him out, basically making fun of him because now he has COVID-19 and he's having some difficulties with it.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a pretty nasty way to go at somebody. I mean,
That's
to go
shitty.
at a kid is pretty crappy.
Pretty shitty.
Yeah, I agree. So either way, let's see. The Post, Debbie Rucker cautioned that her son, Brady Feeney, a freshman offensive lineman, ended up in the emergency room with breathing issues after being infected with the coronavirus. She said, after 14 days of hell battling the horrible virus, now we're dealing with a possible heart issue, she wrote. Bottom line, even if your son's school does everything right to protect them, they cannot protect them. Now, all of this stuff going on with Rashad Bateman opting out for Minnesota, obviously he's going to be a first or second round wide receiver for PJ Fleck's team. All of this stuff going on has caused the Big Ten commissioner to say, hold up. Like, let's just wait and see. Which, all of this stuff happening in the Big Ten might be why all these other conferences are saying, let's wait. Let's hold up. Let's push back.
It's so funny. You get one leader in the room and the lack of leadership begins to just shine like a zit on a gorgeous face.
Yeah. I mean, you've got that right. You've got that right. The issue here, For those that were questioning before, Matt Miller said, no Big Ten, sign me up. No 7-3 games. And then Joseph said, yes, sound is okay. Frame is behind. You're good. Well, there you go. Sometimes that's how that works. Thanks, Internet. We appreciate it, Comcast. So here's the deal. The Big Ten schools stand to lose $50 to $60 million apiece in revenue if there is not a college football season. Some of the smaller schools, App State, so Sun Belt, Mountain West, whatever, you're talking a few $1 million apiece, and for the Sun Belt and the MAC and whoever else, you're talking $900,000, $500,000, whatever apiece for a football season. Now, everybody's budget is set up differently, but if you're the Big Ten and you lose $50 to $60 million in a season, you are going to have to cut staff like crazy. I mean, it is a ridiculous number of people that are going to be fired.
It'll affect the school. It will affect the school across, not sports. It will affect the school across the board.
Yes, and it will affect sports. But it won't just affect sports.
But it won't just be sport.
It will be the entire university system will have a major downfall because of that. Now, it's not like, if everything comes back the next year, obviously you'll get that money back and whatnot. But taking an entire year without this one cash cow, how many of you could afford to pay bills and pay staff and whatever if your business was shut down for an entire season, like an entire year?
And then you just can't turn it back on. That's not how businesses work.
Right. So you have to find a way. Like you can obviously come back and play a college football season the next year, but you won't have nearly as many staffers. You won't have the same assistant coaches. You won't have the same there won't be a lot of sports.
You can get new people, but bringing back old people won't be as easy as it gets. And now you're bringing in untrained new people.
Yes, and it will be an entirely different set of circumstances the next go round. So
it's just not what you want.
No, it's definitely not. So I don't envy Kevin Warren at all for what he has to try and figure out with all of this. Obviously, 6 teams out of 14 that are currently pausing their workouts. That's not a good thing. But it is early enough in the process. Remember, the Big Ten was the ones that were wanting to start on September the 12th. They wanted to have the flexibility. Well, if you can't get these guys into camp, you can't start on September 12th. So, obviously because they're doing conference only, there is the flexibility. They can start whenever the hell they want to. But it's almost assured if they don't start by like September 26th, they're not going to get 10 games in, which is going to end up hurting their inventory, which is going to end up hurting their TV revenue, et cetera, right? You can probably stand to lose, maybe even half of the money that would come in for a regular TV contract. But I don't know that they can survive the full TV revenue contract being gone. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Wanted to close out with this. We're about 45 minutes into this, and we are going to jump off of sports, but we're going to talk about something fun really quick, and I wanted to get Chris's opinion on it. Cheetos announced that they are making mac and cheese. I am pretty excited about this. They have 3 different flavors that are now available. They have bold and cheesy, flamin' hot, and cheddar jalapeno. I am excited about all of these. I love mac and cheese, and there is nothing cheesier as far as a chip goes on the planet than Cheetos. Right now, I'm a Golden Flake guy, whatever, but Cheetos has the most cheese of all the chips that are out there. I love mac and cheese. So when you combine these two together, obviously I am a gigantic fan of this idea. What is your favorite type of mac and cheese, Chris?
Homemade. I don't eat store-bought mac and cheese at all.
I like baked mac and cheese. I like mac and cheese with burnt ends. I like brisket mac and cheese. I like all of that good stuff. I am a massive fan.
I don't eat mac and cheese out of a box.
I can understand it. And I
grew up poor. Okay. We had a lot of cheese in our house. We had a lot of milk in our house. We had a lot of butter in our house. We had noodles. You make your own mac and cheese.
There you go. I can understand it.
That box costs money. I know it's cheap for some people. It ain't as cheap as just having government cheese and milk and butter.
No, you are way correct on that. way correct on that.
I grew up. I'm a little high. I'm not a little high maintenance. If you know me personally, I'm a lot high maintenance. I'm the most high maintenance person I know. But yeah, when it comes to food, mac and cheese just doesn't come out of a box. We buy the blue box crap for my kids, and I don't eat that.
That's understandable.
I'll make my own, or I don't eat mac and cheese.
Totally fair.
I do turn my nose up on crap mac and cheese, so I will not eat this at all.
Hey, Damien said, "What the hell? No cheese puffs?" Like, hey, I love cheese puffs. Chris, you eat cheese puffs, right?
Oh no, I eat all the chips, all the junk food that's like artificial flavored cheese. Yeah, it's fine.
But as far as mac and cheese, like,
it's not macaroni and cheese though.
Yeah. Matt Miller said, "Oh, hold on." Michael Fritz said, "A pothead's dream just came true." That's 100% true. And then Matt Miller said, "If you could only eat one fast food restaurant the rest of your life, what would be the choice?"
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, huh?
It's not even close either.
Man, that's a difficult one for me.
That's not even fast food. That's like a real nice restaurant.
Yeah, it's like Chick-fil-A. The problem with me is that there's not a lot of options there.
I don't care.
I love cheeseburgers more than even a good chicken sandwich.
Yeah, but fast food cheeseburgers just blow dick.
If you get a good Wendy's burger, then I'm all right with that. But I don't know that Wendy's would be my all-time, one fast food for the rest of it. Typhon the Greek said, "Nothing better than government spam and bread." I don't know about all that. Michael said, "Whataburger all day."
We don't have Whataburgers around here.
Yeah, but we will. We will. They announced they're coming to
Memphis.
Will? Yeah. They have announced. I don't know where it is. I'll look for the location. I'll find that out. I'll let everybody on the feed.
That shit out in Germantown or Collierville or somewhere.
Probably.
An hour and a half away.
The Brown Yeti said, "Mac, no cheese for me." And then Michael said, "If it's store-bought, I'd go with shells and cheese, but nothing beats homemade mac and cheese." No, that's dead on. I love baked mac and cheese. Yeah. Like, period. Michael said, "The white cheddar Cheetos are the devil." And then, hey, you know what? Typhon the Greek might be right. I like Sonic. I like Sonic a lot. I might do Sonic.
Sonic, for a fast food hamburger, it is the only fast food hamburger I think I eat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising to me. I figured you might be like, well, no, you're high maintenance. Yeah,
I'm too high maintenance, man.
That makes sense.
If it costs $1, I ain't buying it now. I grew up poor. I'm not poor anymore, damn it.
There you go. Joseph said Five Guys didn't hit Memphis. Yeah, but that's not fast food.
That's not fast food. No. You can't drive through it in your car.
No, you got that.
They can't throw it at you from a window. It's not fast food.
That's not fast food. It ain't
That's
the same.
Go in, sit down. You have to order at a counter.
I think Sonic would be mine. I like Sonic. So
Sonic's a really good choice. Sonic's probably choice number 2.
Yeah.
If the people of Chick-fil-A ran Sonic,
oh God,
I've just never gotten my order wrong at Chick-fil-A. Ever.
That's a very valid point. Chick-fil-A has only got, a certain
if I didn't have to pull up and park and I could just make the loop.
Yeah, Typhon said Five Guys needs to drive through. Yeah, you're damn right about that.
I'd be right with that. Five Guys had a drive through. We're having a different conversation.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Because that's real hamburger.
Whataburger hamburgers are real hamburgers, but we just don't have one here.
Listen, the last time I had a Whataburger hamburger, I was like 9. All right.
I played in.
My dad lived in Texas, and I still had to go see him.
There was one. Michael said no love for In-N-Out. We ain't got In-N-Out down here.
We don't have In-N-Out. What are you talking about? I don't even know what an In-N-Out is.
I've been to. I'll say this: the Shake Shack that I've been to in San Francisco and in Chicago, fantastic. Food's great, whatever. But we don't have one here, so I'm not including it. And In-N-Out is really good. I get it every time I go out to Cali, but like I go out to Cali once, on average about once every 2 years.
See, this is going to be my problem. If and when I ever go out to California again, I'm not eating fast food, man.
The only reason that I get fast food.
I'm too much of a foodie.
So I went to 2 fast food places the last time I went out there. One was Shake Shack, and one was the Taco Bell on Pacifica Beach. And that was only because it was the grand opening of the Taco Bell, and I just wanted to see what the beach setup was like. It was really cool. I mean, they were having like a massive party, all this kind of. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, you can't do that right now, COVID times. But Michael said, let's be honest, 7 times out of 10, fast food isn't fast. It's still faster than trying to sit down at a restaurant. Like I'll wait.
You don't have to get out of your car.
Yeah,
it's
still fast.
Put your car in park. Pretty fast.
Yeah, you got that.
Or if you live around here and you go to the Chicken-fil-A, because they know how to do business.
Oh yeah, I mean they
You,
are.
you can
ridiculous.
fight about their politics all you want. If ISIS took over Chick-fil-A, I'm buying the damn chicken.
Well, depending upon if ISIS ran it the same way.
Well, as long as it's ran the way it is and it tastes the way it is, I'm buying the chicken. I don't care who I'm supporting.
Matt asked if Zaxby's is good.
Zaxby's is fantastic. Zaxby's is really, really good. Like, there was a time when I first got Zaxby's where I stopped going to Chick-fil-A for a while, and I just went to Zaxby's.
Hey, I can understand it.
I used to get real good.
I used to get their, what is it, boneless wings and things combo. I mean, it was fantastic. You know, you got your celery, you got your fries, you got your, whatever. But their wing sauces are really, really good. So I'm in with that. Their salads are good, or zalids, or whatever they call them. Damien said Sonic is like Texas, everything big as hell. Michael said best tip you will ever get, San Diego's Hodads. You ever been to Hodads in San Diego?
I've only been to San Diego once, and when I go to California, I pretty much only go to San Diego. Hodads, I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that either, but I will definitely do it. Joseph said Chris is an expensive date. Who knew? And
yeah, but Chris pays for the date, so
yeah. And so that's not expensive if you ain't paying for it.
I'm the one that when we go out with my family,
you cover it.
Check.
Typhon said Arby's.
Listen, I will tell you, my first freshman year of college, that's right.
Oh, I did the same in college, by the way.
The 5 for $5.55 or whatever deal that they used to have. Oh shit,
man! I would
the only way I survived.
I used to stay, like, when I was going down to Bill Street basically every night. Every night, 4 or 5 nights a week, and I'd get back sometime after midnight. Arby's was open on 55, at Goodman. And I would drop by that Arby's and I would get chicken tenders and curly fries. I still think they got the best fries out of everybody.
I've never bought anything there but their cheesy roast beef sandwich.
Hey, the beef and cheddar, like I owned that thing for a while. Yeah. Typhon said Hardee's. I'll tell you this, interesting football story related to this. We used to get a Hardee's biscuit. I'd get chicken biscuits.
Hardee's breakfast is top notch.
Yes. 100%.
Like, I mean, it's Cracker Barrel good.
Yes. But that's the only thing I will eat from there because their cheeseburgers, every time I got them, were awful.
I don't know that I've ever had a cheeseburger from Hardee's.
You shouldn't. Don't even mess with it. Joseph said, order every topping possible in a Sonic milkshake. Thank me later. Now, I'm good on that, bro. I weigh too much for that. I can't do that now.
No, I'm not. It's not about the size. I just don't want all those damn toppings at once.
Oh man, it's just too sweet. Like I can't do sweet stuff. We talked about that with liquor before. Like I'm a bourbon guy or a tequila guy. I can't mix a bunch of sugar. But you're the opposite, right? Like you like the sugar.
Well, when it comes to tequila, I just drink it straight.
Yeah.
If it's not good enough to drink straight, I don't drink it. Well, that's not true. I'll drink shitty tequila and a margarita all day long. But yeah, I like sweeter booze.
Michael said, "Let me know when y'all are out this way. Hodads on me. Bacon cheeseburger. I'm game. We'll
are you in San Diego? I thought he was in Sacramento.
No, Ben is in Sacramento. Michael's in Bakersfield. So,
okay.
The Brown Yeti.
Then,
yeah. The Brown Yeti said, "I think we all agree Wendy's is the best at talking trash on Twitter." Oh, 100%.
No, Wendy is a fantastic Twitter follow.
Yes, they most certainly are. Damien asked us, McDonald's or Burger King? I'm gonna go Burger King all day.
I'm a McDonald's guy all day long.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So this is weird. This is just about my person. Will tell you a lot about me as a person. When I was younger, I'm a man who I don't necessarily believe in. I believe in a right and a wrong, but not necessarily like strict like biblical morality. Okay. But I am a man of morals. I'm a man of principles. I believe when two things are rivals, you must pick one and love. You love one and hate the other. I believe that. Okay. So when I was younger, I grew up a Coke guy. All right.
Okay.
I don't allow Pepsi products in my house. Okay. My mother-in-law drinks Pepsi, and that shit pisses me off. Once a year she comes around, my wife stacks my fridge with it, and it bothers me. I don't like it. Okay. I don't even know that I could tell you what a Pepsi tastes like, but I grew up with them being the devil. McDonald's and Burger King. Now, all these other fast food, we can all have fun. Those two, no. You must love one and hate the other. And I was just a McDonald's guy. I couldn't tell you the science behind it. Can't tell you the reason behind it. That's who I chose when I was a child, and that's who I will choose the rest of my life. And I will not go to Burger King.
Matt Miller said McDonald's is the worst fast food restaurant. It is dog food. And then he said, no Hardee's is good. And then Damien said, bring back Old Country Buffet, damn it. Typhon said, margaritas all day. And Matt said, I'm from Ohio. The only thing I can offer is Marion's Pizza. Hey, I love pizza. I'm
Is
game with
there
that.
pizza fast food? I don't know that I'd like that.
I don't think.
I'm a little high maintenance about my pizza, too.
Are you? Like, see, I'll order. Man, look, when my wife's gone, I'll get Little Caesars all day. $5
Okay.
hot and
Now,
ready.
hang on now. Little Caesars is good. Okay.
There you
I'll
go.
eat Little
Yeah.
Caesars.
See, but
I'm
my wife
not
doesn't think
opposed
so.
to that. I won't eat Domino's at all.
Really?
At all.
That's
At all.
surprising to me.
Won't do it. If I go to somebody's house and they have Domino's, I'll bring my own food. I don't know. Listen, I can't explain. I'm a very conflicted person, okay? I understand that about me, and I know that. It makes my family saints for putting up with me because I am a strange guy.
You're
I have
picky.
no rhyme or reason as to how I got the way I got, but
Well,
I don't
there you
know.
go.
I just my wife likes Domino's. We order Domino's in our house regularly, and I eat something else.
Okay, that's totally fair. Totally fair. Michael said, "Can I get the fries from McDonald's and the burger from Burger King?" That would be my choice if I could do it because I like the burger at Burger King a lot more. So, Matt
See,
Miller,
I don't. That thin patty with all that wide. See, it's not like Sonic's. It's totally different than Sonic's. It's just too much bread to meat combination. I want more meat, less bread.
that's totally fair. That's where Wendy's would come in. So
That's right.
That's
That's
Matt
right.
said,
That's right.
it's not fast food. It's sit down. It's really good. He's talking about Marion's Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Damien said Chicago pizza or New York pizza. I would go
I'm
Chicago.
a Chicago guy.
Yeah. All day long. Give me Geno's
I
East.
love
Give me.
it.
Give me.
I want a fork and a knife and
Yeah.
I want to be full when I'm done. I don't want to fold some and eat it on the street like an animal.
Give me Giordano's. I'm all about that. I will sit there and wait an hour for a pizza for that. No problem there. Let's see. Typhon said Ponderosa. And then Matt Miller said the Mexican Coke is the best soft drink on planet Earth. I would agree
Oh,
with
in the
that.
glass bottle?
Yeah. I'm in. I love that stuff. We had that for my son's first birthday party, and it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Matt said, just what I got to offer. We have no specialized fast food places up there. Typhon said Uno's Pizza and Wings, and then Damien said McDonald's has the best sweet tea. It's too sweet for me. I can't. Look,
We from the South,
yeah, it's not the same.
we don't drink McDonald's sweet tea.
No, unless you're overseas, in which
I
case,
mean, I'll drink. I'll drink it because I don't drink carbonation unless has alcohol. It's just a rule. I have a lot of random rules, guys. Okay,
yes, you do.
but I don't drink carbonation unless it has alcohol. So I will drink their tea, but I don't like their tea.
McAllister's got great sweet tea, and Chick-fil-A isn't awful. So
Chick-fil-A's is great.
Matt
All right,
Miller,
let's get out of here.
Matt Miller said BK has the
40
worst chicken I've ever had. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
That's why you can get like 20 chicken nuggets from them for 99 cents. It's insane.
Yeah, it's really insane, but that's because it's
junk.
not really chicken. Last question of the day. This
All
one's for you, Chris. The Brown Yeti said, "What other crazy brands hill is Chris willing to die on?"
I don't know. I know those few. Those I know, but they come up in regular life when people say, "Why did you just make a big deal about that?" I have to then let them into my little brain. I don't really know. Just
We can think about this. I didn't plan on this becoming a fast food conversation, but I'm glad it did. So I mean, this was actually a lot of fun. But no, we'll talk about that, and we'll have a nice, more organized conversation about this when we are a little more prepared for the topic. The Brown Yeti said, "Welcome to eating cures everything." Yeah, you bet. Damn right.
Hang on. I'll tell you a brand thing. Now this has morals behind it. Okay. And what's really funny is now because of this, I immediately get accused of being, forget about your politics for a minute. I get accused of being like a super right-wing Trumper. Like I don't wear anything with Nike at all, and Nikes don't come into my house at all. That was what I'm a supporter of Colin Kaepernick. I was one of the people. We did a show the day after he took a knee, and I said there's nothing more American than standing for the flag, other than
kneeling for the flag.
For the flag. Yeah. Just your right to be able to do something without, repercussions, I guess, in certain sites. Anyway, neither here nor there. But I used to work as a contractor for Nike. And when I tell you that I was weighed and measured by my Nike manager and said, you don't fit the image here. And they wanted somebody who looked like a soldier, and I don't look like a soldier. And waited. They did that about a year and a half after I'd worked there, and I'd fixed all the problems that they had and had it running like a clock. And then they basically said, we want somebody a lot smaller than you to be the manager here. Wow. And I went to my office. I cried my eyes out, and I told my wife, I'm quitting my job. And I made a lot of money at that point in time. And I walked away, and I walked away for half of that.
But
anyway.
But now you were doing significantly better.
Oh, yeah. So. No, it paid off. I bet on myself. That's it.
And we got no problem with
I learned how to do something. I became an expert in it, and then I started my own business.
Yeah. Damian said Chris hates Michael Jordan. I see. I don't think you hate
See,
Michael
that's
Jordan.
where the conflict comes in. I love Jordan, but
but the brand itself.
I can love Jordan. I don't wear Nike anything. It doesn't come into my house. I love LSU. I buy off-brand LSU gear, non-licensed LSU gear, because they have a Nike check on everything now.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Well, they certainly do, and that's the way college sports is going. That's the way it's going.
I have one polo, either my wife or my mom got me many years ago. It's a very nice. That's the Ed Orgeron dress polo that he always wears.
The coach's shirt.
That deep purple. Yeah, I have that one from, oh golly, that thing might be 10 years old. That's the only thing I didn't throw out, and still every now and then will throw on.
It makes sense. I totally understand it from that point of view.
But they hurt my feelings emotionally. They scarred me.
Yeah.
So the hell with them.
The hell with it. I totally get it. I totally get it. Joseph, last comment, said Chicago pizza is not pizza. It's just a bowl of cheese with some bread. And Damien said it's still
pizza. What's wrong with that?
You got me. You got me. And Typhon, last one, Evan Williams with a splash of cola. I'll take that. Give me the green label. Give me the green label. Higher proof. All right, that's going to wrap up the show. You guys have been fantastic. We appreciate all of you for jumping in the comments. As always, you have helped drive the show, and we cannot thank you enough for doing that. Go over to winningcureseverything.com. That is our website. All of our picks, previews, podcasts, videos, and social media platforms are over there. What happened?
Jaren Jackson out for the season.
Oh, good Lord. You've got to be kidding me.
Meniscus tear. Son of a bitch.
Well, the Grizzlies season officially over. So, with that said, we appreciate everybody watching.
That makes me sad.
What a terrible way to end the show. All right, we're going to go watch some baseball and some basketball and some hockey and whatnot. We're going to have a good sports night. We're going to try not to think about the bad things going on with the Grizzlies and the bad things going on with the virus, etc. We are praying and hoping for a good football season. By the way, our prayers are with everybody over in Beirut, because that was a horrific explosion and whatnot that happened over there earlier. I mean, that was
holy cow.
That was massive. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that, but we don't know anything about it, so we ain't even going to talk about it. But prayers out to them and everybody affected by that, because it looked bad, really bad. With that said, go over to sbrpicks.com, sportsbookreview.com. All of our college football content will be over there this season once everything gets rocking and rolling. We've already got several videos up over there. You can find them on our website, or you can find it over at sbrpicks.com or on their YouTube channel. So go and check it out. Do your thing. Make sure you subscribe to the show. All those wonderful things. Everybody, thank you so much. Share the show out.